go to Path of Exile 2, and we might as well look up that big update for Path of Exile 2 as well. Because yeah, that they had a giant update recently, didn't they? So I'm a warrior guy, you know. That's my favorite archetype and everything. Warrior, gladiator, you know, that kind of stuff. Melee, you know, big chunky melee, bleeds, fast attacks, berserking, you know, those types of things are my favorite. And the warrior archetype is like the least developed thing in all of Path of Exile 2. You know, sorcerer has so many options. Monk has options. Everything has options and everything. But warrior, you know, dude, we only have maces. We only have one-handed maces and two-handed maces. You can only do so much with one-handed maces and two-handed maces, especially because all the skills are tied to maces now. They're all tied to weapon types. So you can't do shit with a warrior. That's a big thing for me. That's a big thing. And like, I get it. It's you know, early access and all that. But that is my major issue. So one thing that I hope we see is some news about Path of Exile 2's warrior. And so let's see if we see anything. I want new weapon types. I would love to see one-handed, two-handed swords. Apparently there's a new class. I was just trying to look for the video. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Gameplay trailer. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's the gameplay trailer. And this is their big discussion. All right, let's see both of these. Let's see both of these. Here we go. Here we go.
We as Mary are guided by the Spirit.
Okay, I like the voice acting.
Prey, shelter, even love.
Ooh. Even love.
But for me, one day,
okay,
all that were changed.
We get like wisps or something. That's cool.
The Spirit.
All right.
Showed me something.
Spirit, not wisps.
Something forbidden.
Okay. Nice, Tingly, definitely. A spear user. Okay. That's cool.
I lost everything that day.
She has a big butt. Saying.
But fate weren't finished with me yet.
Okay. Games don't use spears enough. Yeah, this one does. This is Path of Exile 2. Their big update.
I'll right the wrongs I've done. I'll do what I must. No matter the cost.
She sounds like the girl from Game of Thrones, the redhead.
Will
the wildling.
Once more.
Okay. Okay, we have exploding spears, we got throwing, we got melee, we got spinnies. What is that? She was carving an animal or something. Oh, Natty, that makes one of us. I was not a fan of Dragon's Dogma 2, personally. She uses a shield, she uses like a buckler. Dude, they're adding a lot. As Marion Wisps. I don't know what that is. Rogue Exiles. That's crazy. Right. New Ascension classes. New endgame. Jesus. They're adding so much. New maps. Okay. All right, I'm in. Those were your favorites? Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, a lot of people only talk about Path of Exile or Diablo 4, you know, good, bad, or ugly. No one really talks about Last Epoch. And in Last Epoch, they have the mini bosses and everything in the fights, in the maps and everything. It's really cool. There's like a couple of different mechanics for Last Epoch, which is honestly,
Hi,
I like
I'm
both.
Jonathan Rogers, game director on Path of...
But I would say Last Epoch, unironically, is probably my favorite ARPG on the market right now. Like, I think Last Epoch is so good. Let's see.
Exile 2.
Right.
Welcome to GGG Live.
GGGGG
well, it's been
Live.
a little over 3 months since we launched early
Triple
access,
G's.
so it's about time for our first
All
major
the
content
G's.
update.
G money.
Today, we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile 2.
I hope you understand where I'm
Hunt,
coming from, Natty.
which
Like,
launches
I
on
wanted
April
it to be
4th.
great. That's the thing.
Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so make sure you follow the
Shit.
instructions below in order to claim your
I should have
execution
watched this
ability
live, guys. I
version.
didn't watch it live.
Now, in today's stream, we're going to take you on a deep dive into the new Dawn of the Hunt update. We'll cover a new class, 5 new Ascendancy classes,
Okay.
and huge expansions on character systems like unique items and support gems.
I'm glad, Natty.
After
That's
that,
good.
it's on to the in-game improvements,
Okay.
including changes to systems, a bunch of new encounters,
Let's
and
see.
lots of other content. We're going to finish up
The
today
PoE
with a
trailer
live Q&A
looks sick.
session
Oh,
where
yeah.
Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile
Trailer
2's
looks
game
sick.
directors, myself and Mark, your questions from Twitch chat. Now, we have a lot to cover today, so let's get started with a trailer for Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt.
I'm an idiot. I didn't know they're going to show the trailer here. We just saw the trailer by itself. So we'll skip ahead. I am a buffoon. I'm an absolute goofball. Oh my god.
Now, as you can see, in
Yeah.
Dawn of the Hunt, we're introducing the first new class since early access to PoE 2.
Right.
The Huntress.
The Huntress is a spear-wielding
I'll try
Asmeri
Warframe
warrior.
someday.
Born into a society with
It's on
strict
the list.
traditions, she was exiled from her homeland after using the power of a skill gem to defend her village.
Okay.
As a dexterous spear user, she specializes in both melee and ranged combat,
Okay.
dashing into and out of battle.
That's cool. That's a
Spears have
hybrid
extended
combat.
range
I like
and a
that.
short dash, but unlike
like
other
that.
melee weapons, you can also throw them.
That's cool.
In order to make a hybrid ranged and melee character work,
I don't know if they're going to do this. I don't know if I'm, stepping on his toes by saying this, but one thing I would love to see is a mechanic where you can make, like, there's a point to making your spear user throw at point blank range. Like, I don't know if there's a skill gem for this or what, but I would love to have a modifier where if I'm close up, I do more damage. That would be, that would be so good.
we had to do a lot of thinking about ways to make it fun to both enter
Dude, the
and
fire
exit
tornado
melee
is
range.
cool.
The first skill you will get as a Huntress is Whirling Slash.
Okay.
As well as striking in a circle around you.
I like
this
that.
skill creates a whirlwind that blinds your enemies.
Right.
Leaving the whirlwind will make it explode. The more Whirling Slash is used,
Nice,
the bigger
King
the
Leaf.
whirlwind, and the bigger the explosion.
Okay.
Once you're out of there, you'll want to follow up with something ranged. Whip your spear around to shoot twisters
Oh,
towards
that's
your
cool.
foes.
Okay.
These twisters bounce off walls and can hit enemies multiple times.
I like that.
You can also
Now,
throw
I
quick-
noticed that we could make the spinny red with the fire. That was in the trailer. Can we do that with, like, the spinny tornadoes flying out? Can we make them fire tornadoes? That'd be cool. Can we make them ice tornadoes for ice and lightning? I hope so.
twisters inside a whirlwind to shoot out
Every
extra
single game like
tornadoes
this is a
to do
tornado
way more
attack?
damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In her offhand, the Huntress will usually want to hold a buckler, which
Okay.
allows you to do a new skill, parry. While holding down parry, your character will counterattack any incoming attack from monsters near you, stunning them.
That's cool.
In addition, the monsters will take extra attack damage from your follow-up strike. Some
Yes.
specific skills are designed to be used after a parry and have extra effects.
Yes.
Disengage is a skill that does a quick jump back, damaging enemies in front of you, and it can be used to interrupt other actions, like dodge roll. If you use it against a parried enemy, though, it causes an explosion and gives
One
you a
of
frenzy
the
charge.
absolute best things in Path of Exile 2 compared to 1
Just be
is the
careful.
fact, and
If you
also a
parry
lot
too
of the
much,
other
you're gonna get
ARPGs,
stunned
is
and
the
possibly
fact that you
killed.
have so many
You can
options for
combine this
animation
combo with
canceling.
Whirling Slash.
It just built it in the
Slash,
game.
Parry, disengage.
It makes
and you'll
such
get an
a huge
explosion from the
difference.
disengage and the Whirling Slash. The
There's one
Huntress
reason I
also has a
actually like to
variety of
play
elemental
Warrior.
spear throw attacks. You
It's
could use
far
lightning
better to
spear
play
bounce
Warrior in this
lightning
than
between your
a
foes.
Melee in PoE 1.
Or you
Even
could throw
now.
explosive spears into the ground. These spears take a while to detonate, but when they
Okay.
do, they'll incinerate anyone caught
There
in the
must be a
blast.
way to, like...
All spear throws on the
redo it.
Huntress can also be empowered by frenzy charges.
Okay.
For example, explosive spears will do an even larger explosion
Ooh,
and leave
that's
fire
the
on the
cross.
ground.
Ooh, that's cool.
And these empowered versions can activate even more combos. Using Whirling Slash
I
over
will
ground
definitely play
fire
this.
will suck it into the whirlwind,
I will
adding fire to the
definitely play
explosion.
this character.
Using twisters inside a fire whirlwind will shoot out fire tornadoes as well.
There it is. Okay.
You can do similar combos with ice.
Ah, there it is! Frosty
lightning
shit! Lightning shit!
Now, a key
Here we
aspect of
go!
hunting is exhausting your foes by causing blood
Yeah,
loss.
it's Diablo-like, yeah.
This skill is
Yeah, and
Wraith,
PoE 2 is
which
slower,
dashes
which is why I
towards your
like it.
target
Yeah,
and unleashes a deadly
exactly.
slash,
Completely correct,
opening up
Daddy.
wounds on your enemies. Follow up with
I love PoE 1, but the slower combat of PoE 2 is so good. Is so good. Apparently that changes in endgame. I've not made a character all the way to endgame yet, so I haven't seen the flaws in the endgame, but a lot of the PoE 1 like super fans complain about PoE 2's endgame. I don't really know if that's the case. I don't give a fuck, frankly. But in terms of, you know, what I've experienced of the game so far, the leveling and so on, Path of Exile 2's, you know, cadence, the combat cadence, the minute-to-minute gameplay is perfect. I love it. It feels like kind of very Dark Souls-y in a lot of ways, Natty the Panda. But, like, you know, obviously with an ARPG. And, oh my god, it's so good, dude. Oh my god. Like, I really love, especially the early game, but, like, you know, early to mid-game of Path of Exile 2 blows the pants off of 1 for me. For sure.
disengage and watch them bleed out as they run
Especially
towards
as a
you.
melee.
On the health bar of monsters, you can see how much blood loss the enemy has
That's
experienced.
cool. Oh, the
and
bleed is
Huntress has skills to
huge.
take advantage of this. For example,
I can
using
finally make a
Blood Hunt
proper
will thrust
bleed
forward
build.
and cause a bloody explosion. The more blood loss, the bigger the explosion.
I'm gonna try to use spears on the warrior and make a bleed build. I think as soon as this is launching, I think that might be the first thing I do actually.
If you want to cause bigger bleeds, try out Rapid Assault.
I like
The final
bleeds.
hit of this
Bleed
multi-hit
builds are
combo will
really
stick
fun.
a spear into your enemy for a big bleed.
That's
Now,
cool.
explosive spear and rapid
That
assault both
spike?
result in leaving
Oh,
spears
man,
behind,
I like
either
that.
in the ground or in enemies. But there
Yeah.
are other skills that leave spears around too, like Storm Lance, that leaves an electrical spear that arcs towards enemies. But what can you do with all
Magickas?
these spears?
I never played
Detonate them,
Magicka.
Of course. Thunderous Leap will allow you to jump onto and explode any spears either in the ground or in your enemies.
I will say the magic system in this game is actually really cool, Natty. Like, I mean, it's good in 1 as well, but you're no longer, you know, stuck with skill gems being in your armor. It's just like, you know, kind of like equipables now. And it's like its own separate system, which I prefer a lot more in 2. Like, now, you know, itemization in 2 feels a lot simpler than it did in 1. I mean, I'm a big fan of how 2 improved. Big fan.
Now, as well as hunting animals, the
Okay.
Huntress also has the ability to work with them. While
What?
fighting any beast, you have the ability to tame it and use it as a companion. You can
Oh,
only have
that's
one
crazy!
companion at a time, but it will keep the mods that were on it. Try to find a rare beast with good mods to take full advantage of your ability to tame them.
Does it live forever? That's so cool.
Now, this is just the beginning of the Huntress.
I love
We've
this.
really tried to make the hybrid ranged and melee gameplay work for this class by having a huge amount of synergy between
Okay.
ranged and melee options.
Okay.
There are 22 new skills available for the Huntress. By
Go
endgame,
on.
you'll be slinging hundreds of insanely powerful spears,
Okay.
sending forth spirit animals and summoning the might of Solaris from the sky.
Oh,
But we still
that
haven't talked about
pillar
Ascendancy
spear, that's
classes yet.
cool.
What can the Huntress ascend into?
I like that.
Well, the first Ascension class you could choose is the Ritualist. The Ritualist
That
has
looks
embraced the
cool.
darker side of his merry traditions by harnessing the power
Blood.
of animal sacrifice and plague.
Plagues, okay.
The Corrupted Life Force skill causes all enemies around you to grow volatile blood boils on their skin. When those enemies are slain, the boils will burst,
That looks
spreading
nasty,
corrupted
I
blood to
love
all
it.
enemies around them.
That looks
The Ritualist
disgusting.
also excels in taking advantage of magical trinkets.
Okay.
The Unfurled Finger skill allows you to equip an additional ring on a finger around your neck.
That's boring, but
Taking Mystic
Powerful.
Attunement increases the bonuses of all the rings and amulets you have
it's
equipped.
good. Okay, so you're just really
Now, this is
focused
one
on.
of my favorites.
Thematic-wise,
As
it's
the
really
Whisper's
good.
Ask grants you a new skill,
Okay.
Ritual Sacrifice.
Okay.
Use the skill on the corpses of slain rare monsters to absorb the power in their blood. to
That's
give you one
cool
of their
as hell,
modifiers for a short
man.
time.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Specialize further into ritualistic sacrifice with As the Whispers Demand.
Nice.
Which allows you to perform that skill on yourself
Nice.
instead of a corpse. Cut your own hand.
Kinda like Elden Ring,
sacrificing
where
some
you're,
of your
you know,
own
committing
blood to
seppuku.
empower yourself. The Amazon Ascension is for those looking to hunt more than just beasts.
Okay.
Trained as an elite guard to the most important Asmeri elders, the Amazon will use more traditional fighting techniques mastered to perfection.
That's pretty cool.
The Predatory Instinct skill will cause you to reveal weaknesses in the defenses of rare and unique enemies.
That's
causing
really
you to deal
cool.
more damage.
Okay.
You can see those weak spots represented on their life bars. While using Elemental Infusion, any
Okay.
charges you consume will infuse your weapon with elemental power, causing any projectile attacks to explode on impact.
Oh, nice. Okay, okay. Wait. Let's go back to that. So, depending on what you have. So, let's take CCs off. So, when you consume a power charge, you get cold. When it's endurance, it's fire. When it's frenzy, it's lightning. So, basically, you can make all of the elements just in your build without having to essentially spec into it. Like, you can just do it via, getting all these other endurance. Power gives you damage. Frenzy gives you, what's it called? Attack speed. And endurance gives you, I think it was like tankiness or something like that. I think it's damage reduction or something. But yeah, they all give you something already. So this would be like a lot of like, layers of scaling. I think that's really cool. I think that's a cool idea. Spam Frenzy as well. Yeah. Lightning is fun, man. Lightning is chain lightning and all kinds of stuff. So to be fair, I like that, in my opinion. Anyways, going back.
Elemental Infusion.
Yeah.
Any charges you consume will infuse your weapon with
This is really cool.
power,
I like this.
causing any projectile attacks to explode on impact.
Okay.
The Critical Strike skill is as simple as it sounds. It takes your excess accuracy and
Boring
gives it to
but
you as critical
powerful.
strike chance.
That's boring but powerful.
Additionally, you have skills like Mystic Harvest, which allows your elemental damage to leech life.
That's
And
cool.
as Mary
I like
Brew,
that.
to be able to use either flask to restore both life and mana.
Huh.
So those
Really
are the
good
two new
for
ascendancies
sustain.
for the Huntress. But those are not the
One
only
thing I really like
ascendancies in
about
Dawn of the
PoE2
Hunt.
is that
We've added
sustain
a new
actually
ascension class for
matters
3 of the
compared
other
to one.
existing
Much more.
classes too.
First up, for our warriors out there, we
Finally!
have the Smith of Katava.
Okay, that's cool.
The warrior is a blacksmith in origin, taught
All
by
right.
his father Renly.
Yeah.
With this ascension, you can take your smithing skills to new heights by embracing power from the insatiable one himself.
This is interesting.
Smiths of Katava
This
are
is
master
interesting.
blacksmiths and have the ability to forge their weapon.
Right.
Quite literally. Using the Against the Anvil notable skill, you can enhance your weapon with fiery destruction before any
Duality, what were you playing that game
After
on?
doing so, your attacks will release explosions on hit for maximum
Chugging potions to
devastation.
heal allies in PoE2?
You
Oh,
can
that's
also use the power
awesome.
of Kitana
Holy
to
shit,
summon
Jack. I
an
didn't know about
animated
that.
copy of your weapon
That's
to
dope
fight
as hell.
alongside you. A great blacksmith can do more than just
Floating
forging their
weapon?
Their armor can be
That's
enhanced
cool.
too. Now you might think this Ascendancy class tree
Floating
looks a little
weapon looks cool.
abnormal, and you're right. There's a lot of notable skills all disconnected at the bottom there.
Okay.
By
What is
taking
this?
this point here, which is free to assign, your character is unable to equip body armors with mods of any kind.
What?
So your body armor must be normal. Sounds like a downside, right?
Yeah, huge
Except Now, in
downside.
true blacksmith fashion, you get to craft your own body armor by taking those disconnected notables with your points. If you want your
How many of these can we use? Because none of these seem that good compared to getting a unique, honestly. And Gothic, welcome. How are you? I hope you're having a great night. Welcome. And congratulations on your gifted sub yesterday. It still feels the same on PC and Xbox, Adamfall? Ooh, that's sad. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that is a very small indie company making that game. So that one, it is sad, but like, yeah. I'm not surprised to hear there's optimization. I bet most builds will avoid that node. Yeah, I feel like this is, everything else in here seems interesting, but this, this node for the, like, no body armor, this one blows. They need to change this shit.
body armor to grant life,
This
take
one
notable.
fucking sucks.
If you want resistances, take this one. There's so many choices. Think of
Yeah.
it like you're crafting your own body
This is
armor,
not
just in a more
worth it.
literal sense.
Not worth it at all.
Now, let's move on to those who prefer the reassuring feel of a crossbow in their hands,
Okay.
the Mercenary. Alongside the
Mercenary
existing
is very
ascension
fun.
classes,
I really
the
like
Gemling
Mercenary.
Legionnaire and the Witch Hunter, you can now play as the Tactician.
Ooh.
The Tactician is a former Blackguard elite. Free from the duties of a Blackguard, he is able to use his training to decimate the monsters of Rayclast and earn
Okay.
a healthy income doing so.
Money good.
This training comes in the form of various skills like suppressing fire,
Okay.
which causes all projectiles to pin
Pin
enemies.
to keep
When
things
combined
from
with
moving.
the right where we want them notable, your pin not only stops your enemies from
So pin essentially becomes what amounts to a stun. It's not because, but like that's good.
moving, but stops them from
That's
performing
very
actions
good.
too.
That's
Similar
real
to
good.
freeze. With a soldier's training, the Tactician also works well cooperatively. Using the whoever pays best notable, you can
Jacka,
place
this is for the
multiple banners
support
at
builds,
once.
bro.
The Watch
The
How It
banner.
Do It skill gives a portion of your weapon's damage to your allies as well.
That's
But if
crazy.
that isn't enough, you can also command your army of off-screen archers to unleash hell and carpet an entire area with arrows.
That's cool.
Finally, witch players will be able to join their legions by becoming undead themselves.
Oh my god.
In Dawn of the Hunt, we're
You can
introducing
finally
the
become a Lich.
Ascension class.
I knew they were
The
going to
Lich
add
is a
Lich.
master
I
of
knew
chaos
it.
and curses and could sacrifice her life to enhance her energy shield.
This is cool.
The Crystalline Phylactery skill allows you to nominate a jewel in which to contain part of your soul, massively increasing its power. There's just one downside
That's
to splitting your soul this
cool.
way, though. If you have no energy shield, your mana costs will shoot up.
No one cares.
The Necromantic
That's
Conduit
cool, though.
skill
Holy
causes you
shit.
and allies in your presence to have unholy might, granting extra damage as chaos damage.
Nice.
Rupture the Soul makes enemies you curse explode with chaos damage when
Oh
slain.
man. Oh man.
Dominion
There's
over
so many
Flesh
support build
allows you to
options in
apply an
PoE 2. I
additional
know, I
curse.
love it. I love it.
It's safe to say you'll be the true master of the occult by choosing the Lich class.
That's cool. That's a cool
So
ascension.
Dawn of the Hunt has
That's
the
a very
Huntress
cool
and 5
ascension.
new Ascension classes, but it doesn't end there. Let's take a look at some of the new skills we've added. Now you may remember
They
we
didn't add one
previously
for
talked
Monk.
about the Raised Spectre skill. It's finally complete and will be
Okay.
made available in the upcoming expansion.
Nice.
It can be found in the occult skills on the skill gem crafting panel.
Okay.
Raised Spectre is a skill that allows you to trap the soul of almost any monster in the game,
Wait, what?
which you can then summon in the skill panel.
That's cool.
Spectres cost spirit and will revive automatically if they die.
Oh,
but the spirit
man.
cost varies based on the power of the monster. You could summon an army of weaker monsters,
That's
or a
that
few
looks
of the more
sick.
powerful
This looks
monsters.
sick.
You can combine them with your existing skeleton minions.
You can grab any monster in the game as a spirit.
Or
Almost.
summon exclusively
That's
spectres.
crazy.
It's all up to you and how you want to customize
That's so much
your
better than
army of the
PoE 1.
undead.
I know. Oh yeah. Oh
Given that there are
yeah.
hundreds upon hundreds of monster variants in Path of Exile 2, it's safe to say you'll be experimenting with this one for a while.
This is
We look forward to seeing which
crazy.
monsters serve you best. Now
Yeah.
let's move on to our next skill. Since we've been talking about summoning undead so much, let's have a change of pace and summon something a little more alive.
Dogs.
In Dawn of the Hunt, we're adding the Summon Rower skill.
Oh.
Summon your friendly rower to aid you in combat.
We
as
can
a
be
minion.
mounted?
You can also mount your rower in combat at any time, allowing you to move at full speed, even while shooting arrows or throwing spears.
This looks broken.
Be wary though, if you take too much damage while riding your mount, you can be knocked off and get overwhelmed.
That looks cool.
It's worth keeping an eye on your state.
How the fuck is this game early access?
Almost certain death.
Well, you see, the thing is that first of all, it's a paid early access, so you know that's one thing. So it's expected to have more content, and it does. But also, there's a little it's a little thing where when a company gives a shit, it shows. that's what it is, Roach Boy. You know, Grinding Gear Games can be accused of many things, but they've never been accused of not giving a shit. These people, they live and breathe ARPGs. So this company is like From Software or Larian. They push the genre forward. They do that in PoE 1 as well. Like they did a great job with it, which is why, you know, PoE 1 is so highly rated. But like, you know, PoE 2, man, holy shit. They take a lot of risks in PoE 2. I love it, man. I love it. You had to create an alternate account to store your ancestor. Yeah, the specters. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. That's
On the topic
why.
of new ways to
So yeah, Grinding Gear Games gives a shit, Roach Boy. That's the difference.
enhance your character, let's talk about support gems. Support gems are used to modify your skill gems in meaningful and interesting ways.
Yeah.
Currently, we feel that a lot of builds have insufficient options
Yep,
here.
I agree.
To alleviate this,
Already.
we're adding over 100 new support gems.
That's a
Hema
lot.
crystals will enable a new kind of bleed build, turning the
Oh my god. Supported attacks cannot cause bleeding, but they consume bleeding to create hemocrystals, and those hemocrystals explode. So this makes it better for slower abilities. This will unironically make much more viable a bleed warrior build. This is good. This is so good, man. I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this one, bro. Holy. Lost Namor, how you doing? We miss you. We love you. Welcome back, Lost Namor. How are you doing tonight, my friend? We're looking at the new update for Path of Exile 2. Are you excited for Path of Exile 2? Have you been playing Path of Exile 2 at all, Lost Namor? How have you been, buddy? Hemocrystal thing into an auto bomber build? Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Damage over time you would have done into explosive Vile crystals.
And it's scaled with strength, which I'm very
Alignment
happy
is a
about.
support gem for bow attacks, which can reward skilled players with good positional skills.
Okay.
Caltrops will allow you to litter the battlefield with hazards, slowing your foes as you fling spears through their
That's
ranks.
really good.
But there's plenty more for every playstyle,
Holy
such as
shit.
enormity.
Hold on. Let's go back to the list.
Skills.
We're just gonna pause the
Caltrops
list
will
every
allow
so
you to litter
often.
the battlefield with hazards, slowing your foes as you fling spears through their ranks. But there's
We got life tap, lacerate, meat shield, overpower, perpetual charge, pin, pierce, premeditation, perfusion, retreat. I'm just listing random ones. Rage is already in the game.
plenty more for every play.
Unabating, vitality, unbreakable. Unbreakable is in the game. Ancestral call is in the game. Ancestral aid, armor, explosion, auto reload, bludgeon.
Style, such as enormity,
Okay, that's a lot. There's a lot. A lot of new ones.
unsteady tempo,
Oh, that's cool.
profanity,
Consume a corpse and deal more damage. That's funny.
retaliate,
Oh, wait, what? Whoa. Supported skills deal more attack damage, scaling up to your stun bar. So the more closer you are as a melee character to being stunned, the more damage you will do. That's going to be... that's really good, dude. That's really good. Yeah. Oh, but Namor, we've been playing a lot, buddy.
syzygy. Yep, that's a real word.
Syzygy. Syzygy used to be an item in League of Legends, and they took it out because League of Legends hates fun. That was the Ornn version, the Ornn upgrade for Eclipse. Support slam skills you use yourself. Hits are considered crushing blows, which are both ignited and fully armor broken. Oh my god. It will intimidate them. What does that mean? That sounds cool. I don't know what intimidation does, but that sounds really cool. And Namor, we've been doing good, buddy. We've been hanging in. Lots of new videos, Namor. Lots of new videos. We've been playing a sim game called Inzoi a lot. We've been doing tons of indies. Everything. So welcome back.
And many more.
Now, we've talked about a new class, new Ascendancy classes,
Nice,
new
Natty.
skills,
I've never heard
and
of
new
that
support
game.
gems. But let's not forget about the core of a true action RPG, the items.
Yeah.
To start with, let's talk about uniques. We're adding over 100 new unique items. This time, we've made sure to add uniques with a focus on mid and end-game tiers to
Good.
make sure there are more exciting items to find for
Yeah.
higher level
Scheme Labs is
characters.
broken, yeah.
Let's look at some examples. Level with Chernobog's Pillar.
Dude, this looks so good. Massive armor. They need to rework armor, by the way. Armor is, like, not good. That's one of the big issues with Warrior. So they should do that. I hope they do that. And I hope they announce that. That would be really something I want to see in this video. And then 1% fire damage per chance to block. That's really good.
Grants you a large
That's
amount of fire
really
damage
good.
based on your block chance.
And it looks dope.
The Coming Calamity allows you to become
Okay.
a true master of the elements, granting you all three
Herald of
elemental herald
everything?
skills without
Jesus.
costing any spirit. At the same time, it penalizes
That's
enemy resistance.
crazy. Yeah.
Wastegate is a belt useful for builds using a single resource like blood magic
Exactly,
or
duality,
archmage
yeah.
builds. With this belt, you can use 2 life flasks or 2 mana flasks. It's
Not
up to
bad.
you.
Not
we
bad
could
at
go
all.
through these all day, but we'll leave most of them for you to discover. Suffice to say,
Okay.
though, we want there to be way more cool
That's a
things
cool
to find.
hat. I like the hat.
Over time, our goal is to add a unique to every single base item type at a minimum,
That's
so that you can
nice.
chance any base in the game. Now, given that we have the
Swords?
Huntress, we have a set of unique spears from early game all the way through the end game as well.
Of course.
One example is Scyther's Spear, which combines bleed and fire in a powerful way.
That's
It
cool.
allows your ignites to be aggravated, dealing substantially more damage.
Wow.
We're also introducing a suite
Huh.
of unique bucklers with some interesting parry mechanics. Calgyra's Arc, for example, allows you to parry projectiles from any distance.
That's
And
really
we're also
cool.
adding our first unique charms. Bayra's Anguish will not only protect you from Ignite, but will also emit a devastating Fire Nova whenever you do get ignited.
In
That's
sum,
dope.
there's just a ton of new uniques to find. We can't wait to see the weird
Can we figure out a way to self-ignite? Is that a thing in this game, by the way? Does anyone know? Jacket, do you know? Can you self-ignite, like a conflagration or something? Because if you can, then we could proc that anytime. And I hope so, because that would make that build viable.
and broken builds that come out of it.
Now, we also want to talk about crafting options.
Okay.
In each major update during early access, we'll be continuing to add and improve the options here.
Good.
We have various new crafting tools that have been added as rewards to many of the different types of new content that we're adding.
Okay.
But for now, I just want to mention the changes to runes. Runes add commonly available
Good.
mods.
Runes kinda
but since
suck.
they only have one tier,
Yeah.
flat damage mods
This
tend
was
to
a
get outclassed
problem.
by in-game. So we've changed runes to have multiple
I love how they took a major pain point. They're just like, yeah, we'll fix it. There you go.
tiers, allowing you to get higher tier mods
Yeah,
than
it's
before.
fixed. Here you go.
Our plan is to
All fixed.
significantly expand the number of more specialized mods for crafting
Huge.
using socketables as we add new
Huge
content over
fix.
time. And the first new set of those comes from what we're talking about next.
Okay.
In Dawn of the Hunt, we're adding Asmerian Wisps, which can be found throughout both the campaign and the endgame.
All right. What are these?
The Asmeri spirit has made itself present in Rayclast, and it appears
It's
to be
like an
trying to warn
Elden Ring
or
enemy.
maybe prepare us for the coming
Very
darkness.
golden and glowy.
You will first encounter a manifestation of it in the Grellwood in Act 1,
Okay.
where you'll meet Delwyn, an Asmeri hunter who is trying to find out what exactly is causing the spirit to behave this way.
Okay.
As you approach the wisp, it will flee, leading you past monsters. Any monsters it comes into contact with are infused by it, making them more powerful.
Bear
Each
touch.
spirit is associated with a specific revered animal within Asmeri culture.
Okay.
This one is a wisp of the Great Bear, and grants enemies extra life and stun. The
Damn.
wisp moves faster the closer you are, and as you move away, they slow down to wait for you.
Nice. That's smart.
But if you get too far away for too long, they'll dissipate and return to the woods.
Ooh, that still looks cool
As you
though.
continue to chase the wisp, it will find and possess a
So this is like a random event. I really like this.
rare or unique monster, granting it a new powerful ability.
Damn!
Because this was a wisp of the Great Bear, this monster now also has increased life and stun. But on top of that, it will periodically summon a large spectral bear that slams with wild fury.
That's really cool.
If
I
you're
love
able
that.
to defeat this foe, you will be rewarded. For each monster that was infused and killed along the way,
Yeah.
the rewards will be increased. Each wisp has its own mechanics. The Wisp of the Winter Owl is a primal wisp that causes enemies to deal extra cold damage, gain energy shield, and release wind vortices on death.
Oh,
When
that's
infusing a monster, they will
dope.
call down large tornadoes to protect their host.
This is
The
really
Wisp of the
cool.
Wild Cat is a vivid wisp that causes affected monsters
Rate this game
to deal
out of
more
10 with
critical
5.5
strikes
being the
and
best.
become more evasive.
So I haven't hit endgame, but I would say that Path of Exile 2 is like almost nearly a perfect game for everything that I've done so far in the game. I love Path of Exile 2. I think it's leagues ahead of PoE 1, and it's like not even close. Granted, I have not seen the end game where people are complaining, but people are always going to complain. Are you Elon's guy? God, no. No, not at all. Bro, Elon doesn't even play Path of Exile 2. He plays Diablo 4. And welcome back
When
to
it
it.
infuses a monster, it will summon a barrage of feline spirits that will attempt to
Whoa,
tear
what
you
is
from
that?
life.
Those are all dogs.
If
The
you're
dogs
lucky,
are attacking
you. May
you.
even find sacred wisps that can do some pretty crazy things to the monsters they influence.
Okay.
Like the Wisp of the Cunning Fox, which turns normal monsters into magics, magic monsters
It
into
upgrades
rares,
all the monsters?
and rare monsters into actual bosses.
I want it. Let's get all the... I want to fight
As
3
Marian
bosses in
Wisps
a
can
row.
drop a new set of socketable items
That
that allow you
sounds
to craft
hilarious.
a wide range of interesting new mods onto your items. Each one may only be used on a specific item slot.
Those talisman look dope. Gain 1 rage on melee hit. Corrupted blood cannot be inflicted. Hits against you have reduced critical damage bonus. These are really interesting. I like these. I like these a lot.
As mentioned, the Asmerian Wisps can be encountered throughout the game, but there's also a new endgame map called the Asmeri Ranges,
Okay.
a mountain village where the Asmeri once lived, now overrun with corrupt monsters. This map always has multiple Asmerian Wisps in it, and familiar,
Nice.
yet not quite
So
the
it's
same
it's a map built around this entire
Asmerian
mechanic.
Wisps can also be further modified by the endgame Atlas tree as well,
Okay.
and by tablets.
Okay. Good. Nice.
But I'm not going
down.
to be the one talking about those things. In order to cover all the new content in in-game, I'm going to hand things over to Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game
Right.
Director on Path of Exile 2. There's a ton to
Big
talk
chat.
about with the endgame today, so let's dig right in.
All right.
Path of Exile 2's early access began with a brand new endgame.
Yeah.
And it was clear that it
Yeah, it
needed a
was.
lot of work.
Yeah.
After absorbing your feedback, we're ready to make some epic changes.
Good. Big fixes.
The first thing is, we just need a lot more content. In Dawn of the Hunt, we have made sure to focus on increasing the sheer number of interesting and different encounters you will randomly stumble into as you explore the endgame.
Okay.
And the second goal is to smoothen the progression through maps and reduce the amount of annoying busy work.
Let's see.
To start with, let's talk about the new interesting stuff to find. Well, the most obvious thing to add are new maps. As well as the Asmeri ranges that
Let's see
Jonathan
it.
mentioned earlier, Dawn of the Hunt also
Power of
contains
Evil? Yeah,
7
dude,
other
Knowles.
new maps,
From League.
all with their own custom encounters.
How you doing, Knowles?
Let's
Welcome
start
back.
with
We
this
love
one.
you, buddy.
The Feral
Good to see
Megaliths
you.
map starts off in the wild Izomite forests. As you progress
Yeah.
through the forest, you will find mysterious rune-carved stones
That's
that,
cool.
when touched, surge with energy.
That's really cool.
After activating all the stones, you can find a grand henge, where all the energy is coalescing. You can then start an encounter. The area darkens. A storm
I love
moves
anything
and a
in an
concentration
ARPG
of
which
energy
leads to an
summons
event.
a dangerous boss.
Yeah.
You must fight and defeat the
BB?
boss to get its rewards.
Who's BB?
Once you have defeated
I'm
it,
bad with
summon another.
nicknames.
And another, and another, and another.
Is
You
he
have 10
underrated?
total
He went to
waves of boss
Worlds.
fights which get incrementally more difficult.
Who underrates
If you
him?
manage to defeat them, you get full boss rewards, but also opportunities to get new runes.
That's
These
crazy.
can
Holy
only be
shit.
obtained from this map. The Fractured
a
Lake
lot.
contains a surreal waterscape with fractured mirror-like objects. As
That
you
looks
move
so
around
cool.
the map,
This
the
looks so
terrain
cool.
itself elevates from below,
This
creating
looks
the ground
so
you walk
cool.
on. In this unique map, all the rare monsters are mirrored, so you're always fighting two of the same rare at the same time.
Nice.
Which can prove quite difficult.
I like that.
If
I
you
like
manage
that.
to overcome that challenge
Rares are
and
no
make it
joke
to the
in
end of
this
the
game.
map, you'll be presented with a broken mirror, a powerful altar-like object that contains an item within it. The item contained within is a new base type,
Okay.
either an amulet or a ring, that can be crafted to have additional prefixes or suffixes at the cost of the other.
I like
The last
that.
unique map we'll show today is one based around the essence mechanic. You enter a crystalline cavern,
Alright.
and you will find a powerful map boss imprisoned in the center. It is surrounded by many rare monsters, also imprisoned in essences.
Do they launch at the
By
same
freeing
time?
and defeating the rare monsters, the essence they held will be upgraded to a greater essence
Hell
and be
yeah.
added to the imprisoned map boss.
So the more uniques and rares you kill, the stronger the boss becomes. So it's very high risk, high reward. Yes. Very nice.
How brave are you? How many essences
All
will you add
the
to the
way.
boss? Overdo it,
Add 'em
and you
all.
might lose everything.
Hell yeah.
Underdo it, and you might regret it. It's your choice.
Oh, gee.
Speaking of essences,
This will be me.
alongside visual improvements,
That'll be
you're
me.
now
That'll be
able
me.
to apply Varlorbs to corrupt the essences
Oh
with a
my
range of
God.
unpredictable outcomes.
Okay.
It could increase the number of essences, re-roll all the essences
Nice.
to the same type,
Nice.
or even upgrade the essences to greater essences.
Oh, Jesus.
What if they're already greater essences? Well, it can upgrade those too.
Oh, my
We have
God.
4 new corrupted essences. Essence of Hysteria, Delirium,
Okay.
Horror, and Insanity.
This is really cool, man. These are some
Each
big
corrupted
updates.
essence has its own interesting combat mechanics. For example, the essence of insanity causes you to question even your own mind.
Nice.
As monsters split into shadowy clones,
Me
and you
IRL.
must locate the real one before a devastating icy explosion freezes everything
Kidding.
around it. Each
like
of these
crap.
has their own crafting outcomes. The essence of insanity can be applied to a belt.
Okay.
It adds a mod that will ensure the next Varlorb used on the belt will guarantee adding 2 enchantments.
Oh, that's crazy. Damn.
It's worth noting all the essences in the unique map can also be corrupted too,
Okay.
if you're willing to risk it. It's worth noting we have also added 10 extra Atlas passive points you can earn by completing 5 different unique maps.
Hopefully they changed
Now,
how they get the
New maps are just the
Atlas
beginning.
things.
We had a goal where we wanted to make sure you were constantly finding exciting new content.
Okay.
And that it could be lurking around any corner.
Good.
So, we have added a bunch of new things that you could stumble into in any map you run.
On your travels, you will
That's what I
sometimes
like.
encounter rogue exiles. Others
Yes!
like you who have been exiled and are openly hostile.
Yes.
Some are malicious, Some are mad.
This is one of my
while
favorite
others
parts
are
of Last
simply
Epoch.
fiends for loot. They will challenge.
They have like
a
3
fight
different
to the death.
mechanics of this.
They use the same skills available to players and even the same items.
Oh, that's
They aren't
unique.
just
They
dressed
don't
up
do
in
that
those
in
items.
Last
They're
Epoch.
actually using them. It's going to feel like a true player versus player situation.
This is really cool.
Of course, if you are able to slay these exiles, those items will all drop on the ground. So if you encounter an exile using a powerful or valuable unique
You
item,
basically
which
can
you can see
take their
displayed under
items.
their life bar, you want to be damn sure you kill
Full
them.
loot PvP.
Because if
We're
they kill
Albion
you and your
Online now,
party,
boys.
they'll portal out, taking their items with them.
Dude, that's crazy.
Every
Holy
fight will feel
shit.
completely different depending on the items they come
Holy
equipped with.
shit.
These exiles are much smarter than your regular monster. They have capabilities to dodge roll, avoid your abilities with smart
That's
pathfinding,
cool, man.
smart targeting, and much more
That's
action-packed gameplay.
cool. I like
Fortunately,
that.
they're like you, and they're not super durable. Unless, of course, they're wearing uniques like Helm's Heart.
Nice.
In which case, expect
They're
a
very
longer
super
battle.
durable. Yeah.
There are 12 different rogue exiles you can find, each with their own skills and personalities. Some may insult you, while others may admire your honor in combat.
Can you imagine, like, you're fighting this this ranger, range person. He kills you and then just like does like an emote, just making fun of you, bro. Oh my god, man. An NPC.
Another encounter you might stumble onto in Dawn of the
That's
Hunt
funny as
are
shit.
one of 4 new unique strongboxes.
Okay.
Strongboxes are chests with modifiers.
I
When
see
you
it.
try to open them, they activate traps and spawn waves of monsters that you must defeat to access the loot.
Ooh, I like
Let's
that.
take a look at 2 of the new unique boxes that are harder to find and behave just a little bit differently.
All right.
The Ogham's Legacy Strongbox has a corpse splayed out in front of the rune-carved stone.
That looks cool.
Upon interacting with the stone, you activate Forbidden Ezomite magic, which revives the monster as a powerful rare.
Okay.
The Strongbox comes with a modifier, which determines how many times it will revive that rare. Each
By the way, this build of like the Amazon going in and just stabbing, closer, stabbing, more closer. This is the type of Amazon I want to play. It's not Amazon, whatever this is called. This is what I would play on this class. This exact thing.
time you defeat the monstrosity,
That one.
the Strongbox
That's what I
revives
wanna
it
do.
again, adding an extra modifier to the monster. With each resurrection, it becomes more difficult, but also more
That's
rewarding.
cool. I like it.
This Strongbox is infused with thaumaturgy from ancient file technology.
All right.
Eshel's Torment has a powerful artifact inside, and is guarded by chaos itself.
Nice.
Defeating the monsters will grant you a unique item, with a specific
like it.
corrupted outcome. You'll have to find the other 2 for yourself to see what they do.
Okay. They're not telling us
Now,
everything.
let's talk about the introduction to the endgame. Upon starting the endgame,
Yeah.
Doriani tasks you with cleansing corruption
Right.
to help restore the land.
Right.
However, in practice, the quest objective just sent you on a grind to clear 15 maps.
Yeah.
We
That was
wanted
boring.
to make the quest to unlock your Atlas passives much more interesting.
Good.
Now,
I like this.
Doriani is tasking you with a more specific objective. On the Atlas, you will find areas of corruption caused by the beast.
Nice. Looks cool.
In the center of each one, you will find a corrupted nexus, the source of the affliction. In the areas leading up to the nexus, you will notice that corruption spills out from slain enemies and amalgamates into powerful monsters. Corrupted maps existed on
This
the Atlas
looks cool.
before, but we've done significant work on improving these monsters.
Okay.
We've also done a full pass on the modifiers on these maps to make them more interesting and more rewarding.
I do like
Once you
that.
reach the Nexus, you'll have a new task. Cleanse the source of corruption. When you defeat the last rare in those maps, they will spawn one of 3 terrifying bosses.
All right.
Amalgamations of corruption itself. After defeating that boss, Doriani
They seem
will
like
come
nice
and cleanse
guys.
the corruption for good. As the remains of the boss are purged of corruption, it coalesces into raw crystallized power, which you can use
Money?
to gain points for your Atlas passive skill tree. The upgrade system that allows you to add
So it's a much more active way and a much more thematic way of getting the Atlas passive. Good. This is really good. I love this.
and enhance content in your
I
maps.
love this.
We didn't stop there though. When you complete a corrupted nexus, all of the
When is all this
remaining
available?
surrounding corrupted maps
They didn't
will
say that,
become
did they?
cleansed maps. Cleansed maps also have new monsters,
Okay.
a new boss, and their own set of modifiers and rewards,
Okay.
including finding fracturing orbs by slaying cleansed enemies.
Nice.
These orbs can be used in crafting on a rare item to cause one of its modifiers to become fractured.
Huge.
A fractured modifier is one that cannot be modified by any means. You are able to freely modify the item, ensuring the fractured modifier will never change.
That's really
If you
good.
get
That's
the right
really
item
good.
with the right mod, it can prove to be a very powerful crafting
You can make
base
everything
indeed.
else better.
You must now
and
choose.
Keep
Do
something
you
locked.
complete all the corrupted maps and then the Nexus? Or maybe you beeline to the Nexus, complete it, and do all the remaining maps cleansed. Both have rewards to entice you and challenges to assess.
Right.
Now, let's have a talk about towers. One thing we've had a lot of feedback on is the busy work around running towers and
Annoying.
managing your tablets.
Yeah. Useless.
The first change we've
Well,
made
not
here is that
useless,
we have
but-
reduced the number of towers drastically. So there
Good.
are now 1/3 as many as before,
Smart.
but we've made them much more powerful. To start with, tablets now inherently add twice as many mechanics. But that's
Damn.
not all. Running higher tier maps and towers now increases the number of mechanics applied by tablets.
Okay.
By tier 15, the bonus is double, allowing a single tablet to now add 4 times as many mechanics as before.
That's really
So,
good.
We're running far fewer towers,
Yeah.
dealing with fewer tablets, and affecting even more maps than before.
As little
Because there are fewer
micromanagement
towers
bullshit
overlapping
as
with each
possible.
other,
Please.
you won't get as many opportunities to stack different tablets. In order to solve this, we've made it so that each tower can consume up to 3 tablets at once. You always get 1 slot on completing the tower, but
Right.
if you can complete a tower with more mods on the waystone, you can
get
unlock
more.
a second or third
Yeah,
slot.
that makes sense. That makes
Overall, this allows for even more juicing from towers, while drastically reducing the amount of busy work you have to do. On top of that, towers are much more interesting maps because they can now spawn with all mechanics, including bosses. Each tower
That's
map has
cool.
a new boss. Let's take a look at a couple here. The boss fight of the Alpine Ridge map has 2 powerful witches contesting for territory.
sense. Okay.
One witch has an affinity
That's
for
cool.
ice,
This looks really
the other,
cool.
fire.
This looks
Who will
really cool.
Hopefully neither.
Both.
The boss of the Sinking Spire map is a remnant
Neither,
of the
no,
Val
both.
that has been charged with lightning. It uses a full suite of lightning abilities.
Ooh.
But be careful. If any of them hit the surrounding constructs, they will power up.
Ooh.
Another thing that we've seen a lot of feedback
I like
about
that.
is sustaining waystones. As we looked into it, we realized that the people who couldn't sustain waystones were dying a lot.
Yeah. Chain dying.
A lot more
Big
than we
problem.
had expected.
Big
And
problem.
that made us realize something. During the campaign, the expectation is that you can die multiple times in order to learn how to overcome challenges. You are able to learn how the monsters behave, adapt to their skills, and eventually overcome them.
Nice.
But as soon as you get to the end game, you're effectively no longer allowed to die if you want to sustain waystones. By the time you are getting towards the end of endgame, we want you to have to be careful not to die. But
Right,
it certainly shouldn't
right.
be that we have such a sudden shift as you run your first maps.
The first change we're making is you can now respawn and return to a map if you die. Continuing from where you left off. When you start the endgame, you get up to 6 total attempts per map. As you add more modifiers to a waystone, the number of respawns goes down. This means that as you get to the point that you're running every waystone as a rare,
Okay.
you will have to be more careful.
Ooh. Good. More high risk, more high reward. I love
In
this.
parties, everyone gets to respawn that number of times.
And I love being able to have respawns like I said, so you can learn the map. Having it be a one and done was so stupid. In fact, I think they should go a step further and allow the 6 death limit to be like every map. It doesn't matter how many things you have, because I want it to be able to, like, you to be able to have the chance to, you know, fuck up and learn even at the higher levels as well. I think it's fine, but like I would say
But
give
we
6
still think
every
it's
level.
important that you can kill a boss in one go.
Yeah.
In order to allow that to happen,
More
we've
rewards,
made a change so
maybe.
that once you start the boss fight, it changes over to the same respawning system we use for pinnacle bosses.
Yeah.
This means that the map owner can choose to respawn everyone at the same time.
I like that. Good. Smart.
Another complaint we've seen a lot of is players not wanting to do the pinnacle content because of the experience penalty from dying.
Yes. Yeah.
A change we've made
the
here is
dying
that
penalty.
all pinnacle content now no longer grants experience, but also no longer
There you go, Jacka. Yep, the penalty, the experience penalty from dying was so stupid. And they're just like, for Pinnacle, we're just taking it out. Done. Dude, they're like addressing every single pain point. Why were people pissed off on Twitter about Path of Exile 2's update, man? I saw people being like fucking ragey about it on Twitter, man. Is it just because they're bitches? I don't know. Everything is good so far. Like, dude, if you're watching this video on YouTube, what is wrong with this update? I don't see anything wrong with this update. The only thing that so far I've not seen, and I don't think we're going to see at this point, is we're not going to get a new weapon type besides the spears, which is being attached to the new class. So we're not getting swords, we're not getting axes, and, you know, that kind of really limits the warrior. That's very sad. But I don't hold that against them. They're adding spears, they're adding all kinds of other shit. I'm going to try a spear warrior as well. But, like, you know, that's like my only, like, even slight downside. And it's not really that big of a deal. I think everything else is great. I'm loving this. This is every single fucking pain point. I don't understand.
Removes experience on death either.
Twitter's a horrible place. Yeah,
Dawn
that's
of
true.
the Hunt also
That's
brings
true.
the first batch of Twilight Order reliquary
I'll show at the
keys
end.
from the early access supporter packs.
Yeah. Okay.
These keys contain items selected by
They're
our
doing all
supporters.
the
They
supporter
can
shit
contain
now.
any unique
Which
item
is fair.
found in Path of Exile 2.
I'll bring it up.
If the selected item is a pinnacle boss drop, then only special keys dropped by this content will be able to provide these items. For example, Hand of Wisdom in action can
Right.
only come from a key dropped by Zesht. We're also making a change that allows pinnacle boss uniques to drop at any difficulty. Rarer uniques will be rarer at lower difficulties, but still possible to find.
Right.
This applies to the drop charges for the reliquary keys from this content as well. We spoke about towers and tablets earlier, but we have also added a suite of unique tablets.
Hey, we're doing good, Big
Each of
Tall.
these adds
Welcome. How you
crazy
been?
interactions to the
Haven't
map's
seen you in here in a
influence
while. We
file.
love you, buddy. Hope you're having
For
a great
example,
night. Welcome
this
back.
unique tablet allows you to run any map in
You
a
like
tower's
Path of
radius
Exile,
without
Big Tall.
requiring connections, which can be quite useful for jumping gaps and
This is
traveling
great.
around
This
your
is another
apps.
good update.
And this tablet causes all runic monsters spawned during expedition encounters to be duplicated, and weakens all expedition monsters that
I'm
emerge
loving
from
this.
the ground. The Atlas tree has also been expanded, and you can find many of the new mechanics there, and improvements to existing ones too.
Right.
Now, through this live stream, we have mentioned quite a few new crafting options that we've added. New runes, corrupted essences, fractured mods, and jewelry crafting bases.
Yeah.
But we did have just one more crafting system to talk about.
Okay. Even more.
Recombination. Expedition was the only in-game mechanic that was lacking a crafting system, so that needed to change.
Okay.
Recombination
Wish I could hang more time to... yeah, I got you, Big Tall. I got you. It's good to have you back, man. We love you. We miss you. And I've been making a lot of YouTube, so you can even enjoy that offline as well. Any Path of Exile games? Love the gameplay style, though. Want to get into it sometime? I mean, dude, Path of Exile 2 has, like, slower, more deliberate combat, which I love. I love PoE 2. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance? Yeah. Yeah, dude. Did you know they have a Dark Alliance 2? I have not played Dark Alliance 2. Someday, like, the last time I played Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance was the day before Baldur's Gate 3 came out. We just played Dark Alliance all night. And, man, it still holds up, dude. I played through all of Dark Alliance 1. I didn't even know there was a 2, so at the time, it was the only one I knew. And Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, I played through all of it, like, maybe 7, 8, 9 times on my PS2, man. Loved it so much. Champions of Norath? Never really played Champions of Norath, but I played a lot of the other ones. Not a fan of PoE 2's monetization. PoEs? Which one? Do you mean the fact that you need to buy storage? If so, I agree with that. But I really don't like that. But like the cosmetics, I don't give a fuck about. Like, I really don't care about the cosmetics personally. Dark Alliance 2 for the first time. Nice. It was even better, dude. Then I need to play it. I'll play it at some point then for sure. Absolutely. But yeah.
is a mechanic that might be familiar to some players.
It allows you to merge 2 items
Yeah,
together,
exactly, Jack. I
hoping
agree
to
with
get
that.
the best elements
Yeah.
of each on a single new
The biggest issue is the stash tab buying. I completely agree with you. That's
item.
like the only big issue.
This
Yeah.
new crafting bench will be unlocked as you complete your first expedition.
And I've never bought a stash tab in PoE 1 or 2. I just never do. If I ever get to the point on a character that I need to get another stash tab, I just don't play that character anymore. That's just what I do.
And requires
just
artifacts
don't play
found
it.
during expeditions to fuel it.
Yeah.
The
PoE
rarer
2
the
is
mods
buy
on
to
the
play,
item you are
only in the
combining,
early access.
the more expensive the cost.
When Path of Exile 2 fully launches, it'll be completely free to play, just like PoE 1 is. And the only monetization is, like, you know, the stash tabs and the cosmetics. Yeah.
That wraps up all the major in-game changes we're talking about today.
Dude, this
With all
update
the system
cooked.
changes and new content, we can't wait to get in there, start blasting maps, and obliterating monsters.
This
There is
update
one more thing we
cooked.
wanted to clarify before
Hell
we move
yeah.
on, which is that all the content
I
we've talked
appreciate you,
about
Big
today
Paul.
will
I'm
be
always
made
leaving you one,
available
buddy.
in the
I
existing
appreciate
early
that.
access leagues, so you can play your existing characters.
100,000? Jesus, Big Paul.
However,
Thank you, brother.
there will be new leagues
Appreciate
made
you,
for
man.
those
That means
who
a
wish
lot.
to start in a fresh economy. It is recommended to start over and get the full new experience in the Dawn of the Hunt League.
As soon as it launches, I will 100% be creating a new character. I do not mind starting from scratch. To be fair, I never really got to full endgame. But happily. When?
For all our
When?
existing early access players, we're really looking forward to joining you playing in this new update. For those who don't already have access
Did they announce the
and are
date?
interested in playing Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt, you are able to at any
Did I just
time
miss
purchase
it?
an early access supporter pack
I did.
at
April 4th.
www.pathofexile2.com.
April 4th? That's next week! What the fuck? Sorry.
Additionally, the Paladin and Penance supporter packs are now available
Oh
to
my
purchase
God.
in Path of Exile 2.
Dude, when are they
and
adding
contain
Paladin?
6 microtransactions each, and the full pack's phase
Motherfucker, you can't tease us the cosmetic for the Paladin and not release the Paladin. I want the Paladin, man. Okay, I guess that's another negative. Not really a... it's kind of more of a tongue-in-cheek one. But there's no Paladin, man. I want a Paladin. I want Paladin. I want more weapon types. Please. Those are my only major issues. Everything else in this update cooked, man. I think this update is... Every single pain point we had as PoE 2 players has been, like, touched in some way. I don't know how it gets any better than that. Like, I really don't. So if you're a PoE 2 player or an ex-PoE 1 player or, like, whatever, and you haven't come back to it yet, let me know what you guys think of this update in the comments below. Dawn of the Hunt, I think it cooked. I love the new class. I love the new mechanics. I love all the new items, 100 new support gems. Like, dude, every single pain point is almost fixed. I think one thing that's a glaring issue is Warrior kind of sucks because there's only maces and now we can use spears, which is good, hopefully. And the other major issue with Warrior is armor sucks. So if they fix that, I think Warrior will be in a much better place. And it's by far the least, I guess, interesting and also the least, like, utilized and definitely one of the weakest classes in the entire game. And it's not even close. Like, everyone hates on the Warrior for very good reason. And that makes me sad because I'm a Warrior main. So, yeah, I would love to see that fixed. But, I mean, that's going to happen as the early access continues, hopefully. But everything else in this was super good. And I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you thought about my thoughts in the comments below as well. Do you guys like the level of hype? Like, I mean, I was just giving it to you straight, everything natural. But I really appreciate what Grinding Gear Games is doing here, and I hope they continue to cook. I hope they continue to improve PoE 2. And will you be playing Dawn of the Hunt? And what will you be playing in Dawn of the Hunt when it launches next week on the 4th? Let me know that in the comments below. For me, Spear Warrior, and I'll be playing the new Spear guy, Gal, for sure. Like that, I mean, it's not even close. And I will definitely be trying the Blacksmith Ascendancy as well. Even though I really don't like the no chest armor node. I think that is like, they need to change that node. That node sucks. So if I can avoid that node, I'll avoid that node. If I can't avoid that node, I'm going to cry. But everything else, like, I'm super fan of, with everything, all the other changes. I really think the new maps are really cool. Adding random events all the way through every single map is huge. Getting a small chance to get the major powerful items, for the lower level early end game is very big. I think that was something that was a drastic change needed, and I think that's huge. It'll give, like, you know, more entry-level endgame players something to look forward to, like me. And I think everything else cooks, man. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and also tell me, why are people hating on this on Twitter, man? Like, I was just opening up Twitter. People are still shitting on this, man. I don't understand. I really do not get it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just like people, my God. Yeah, I just saw it is the emptiest, most incomplete, imbalanced state on Twitter. Man, I'm just gonna close Twitter. I think Twitter is idiotic. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, this breakdown, and Path of Exile 2 and other games, make sure to give this video a like, a comment, and this channel a sub. You can catch more of this awesome content. I put up new videos almost every single day, and I'm only ramping it up even faster. So catch you guys in the next one. See you guys soon. And I thought it was very hype, man. They haven't even played the update yet. How can they tell it's incomplete? Dude, people were upset. People were upset, actually. Let me Control-Shift-N and see if, like, the comments in the video were upsetty. Because maybe it's just Twitter. I don't know. I don't know. Peak, okay, good. Spits out drink, good. This is how early access should work. Okay, so it looks like, unironically, fucking YouTube is happier. I don't understand. Yeah, maybe it's just Twitter then. Yeah, maybe it's just Twitter. My bad, guys. My bad. But yeah, everything else has been really, yeah, people are happy in here, man. Yeah, 39 minutes and not a single bad change. Exactly. Yeah, the Rogue Exiles might be one of my favorite updates to this. That might be one of my favorites. Yeah, the death chances, huge. Huge. Like, doing a map and having it one death and then you're done, that shit pissed me off so much, man. Because I like to push it. Because, like, otherwise you're not going to push anything. I think that's a big problem. I really like this. Yeah. 10 fingers naturally. Yeah, 10 rings. That'd be great. Different strategy for every other game dev out there. I wouldn't say that, but, like, they do really good. 100 devs adding more content than 10,000 devs. Direct comparison to Diablo 4. Unironically, completely agreed. Swords when? Yes, please. I want swords and axes. Please. I need to play bleed builds. I need to play, like, you know, all these other fun things as warrior. Warrior is looking so good. I need it. I need it so much. But besides that, it's fine. Besides that, everything else is good. Melon Biscuit, how you doing? Can't wait to be clapped by a Rogue Exile of them saying I'm out. Yeah, the fact that the Rogue Exiles can emote at you is so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. They can talk and emote at you, man. I think that is so hilarious. And I will definitely laugh, man, to see the compilations of people dying to the Rogue Exiles and, like, how the Rogue Exiles just make fun of them. That's gonna be one of the best parts, man. That'll be one of the best parts, man. Absolutely. Yeah, losing the XP was a big problem. Yeah, that's why you didn't want to push, like, the much harder content and really challenge yourself, because dying and losing so much experience was so annoying. Completely agreed. Completely agreed. There we go. There we go. Yep. A Spartan warrior dual wielding spears. That's exactly what I was saying. 100%. Base comment. Absolutely. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know again in the comments below.